Everything you see around you is a reflection. Nothing is random. Nothing exists outside of you. Your reality, with all its details, pains, victories, and frustrations, is a mirror revealing exactly who you are on the inside. And while you scramble to fix what's outside, the truth is that what really needs transforming lies within. The elites know this. From childhood, they've been taught not to fight against the world, but to shape it from the inside out. While you run, grow weary, and become frustrated trying to change the reflection, they alter the source of the image, the mind, the emotion, the vibration. This video is a watershed. You are about to discover the most overlooked and powerful principle of reality creation, the mirror principle. And once you see it, there is no turning back. Now write in the comments, "The world reflects who I choose to be," and prepare yourself, because from this moment on, your vision of reality will shatter like glass. Jacobo Grinberg, neuroscientist and consciousness researcher, devoted his life to revealing what traditional science refused to acknowledge. Reality is not fixed. It is malleable, mutable, born from the structure of your inner perception. For Grinberg, everything we call the world is in fact a vibrational projection of the human mind, a precise mirror of our state of consciousness. While most researchers confine themselves to viewing the brain as a biological machine, Grinberg crossed boundaries. He united neuroscience, spirituality, and ancestral traditions to reach a powerful conclusion. Reality is a construct of the mental field, and it can be reprogrammed. This vision is shared by figures like Max Planck and Nikola Tesla, who understood that the universe is not made of matter, but of conscious energy. Matter is merely the consequence. The cause lies within. And this is exactly what the world's power brokers apply in silence, while ordinary people remain trapped trying to fix the reflection. In this video, we will decode the principle that unites physics, mysticism, and personal evolution. The mirror of reality is returning you to yourself. It's time to reprogram the reflection. Most people believe reality is something external, solid, and immutable, as if the world is happening to them. But that is a carefully cultivated illusion. What you see outside is, in fact, an exact mirror of what is happening inside you. Every thought, every unprocessed emotion, every silent belief projects outward, shaping the events, the people, the situations, and even the limitations you experience. This is not a spiritual metaphor. It is a universal principle. Modern physics has already recognized that matter is essentially energy vibrating at different frequencies, and that vibration is molded by your consciousness. The world around you is a holographic canvas, a stage where the scenes of the script being written in your inner world come to life. That is why trying to change reality without changing yourself is like shouting at a mirror and expecting it to smile first. Until you alter your being's vibrational pattern, nothing truly new can happen. You can move city, change jobs, end relationships, but the reflection remains the same, because inwardly you remain unchanged. This invisible mirror responds to your vibrational state, not to your wishes. Hence, so many people live with deep frustrations. They want prosperity, but vibrate scarcity. They crave love, but harbor resentment. They seek peace, but cultivate inner conflict. The universe does not deliver what is asked for in words. It responds to what is broadcast in frequency. Now consider this clearly. If your present reality does not align with what you desire, it is because what you are emitting internally does not match the vibration of what you wish to receive, and that demands a painful yet liberating awakening. Life will not change until you change. Not your superficial behavior, but your base frequency, what you feel as true every single day. Grinberg called this the perceptual structure of consciousness. For him, you see only what your consciousness allows. When you alter that structure through elevated emotion, mental clarity, and conscious intention, the very fabric of reality begins to reconfigure. This process is not instantaneous because matter is slow and dense. There is a delay between the internal shift and the external reflection, and that is where many give up, when the mirror takes its time to smile back. But those who persist, even without immediate change, discover the secret. The world changes after you change, never before. This is the true tipping point. It is here that you stop trying to fix the world and begin remaking yourself from within. And this is when the reflection finally starts to smile back. While most people are taught to fear the unknown, to fight scarcity and to accept reality as it is, a select few grow up with a completely different code. In the most influential families on earth, they don't teach just money, business, or political influence. They teach something infinitely more powerful: how to shape reality through consciousness. This knowledge is not taught in ordinary schools, nor visible to everyone's eyes. It is transmitted through examples, habits, symbols, and above all, through environment. From childhood, these individuals learn that the world is not something to be confronted, but something to be molded. They learn that the external reality has no autonomy. It is merely a reaction to their internal states. They never grow up hearing phrases like, "Life is hard," or "Only through struggle can one achieve anything." Instead, they internalize ideas such as, "The world responds to my presence. I create my own fortune. My inner state drives the outcomes." And this programming is not merely mental, it is vibrational. From an early age, their emotions are oriented toward confidence, certainty, and worthiness. What separates these people from the rest of humanity is not genetics, nor superior intelligence. It is alignment with the invisible laws governing this plane. It is the understanding that the mind is matter's matrix. It is mastery over one's own frequency. They learn to operate as sources, not as victims. While most strive to fix what lies outside, they work from within, knowing that is where everything begins. This training creates a vibrational field that naturally attracts opportunities, connections, and solutions. Not by magic, but because reality starts organizing itself around the sustained frequency. What appears as luck to others is, for them, consequence. What seems an unattainable privilege to many is, in truth, the application of a universal principle. The external world bows to the internal state. And the most shocking part is that this knowledge is available to everyone, yet hidden beneath layers of social conditioning, cultural fears, and inherited paradigms. The truth has been kept at the margins, disguised as esotericism or fantasy, while those who know continue shaping the world in silence. Once you understand this, everything changes forever. You realize you don't have to be born into a powerful family to access this principle. You only need to decide to reprogram yourself. Power lies not in material inheritance, but in vibrational inheritance, and that you can begin building right now. Whoever masters their inner world need not ask permission to change the external. They simply change, and the reflection obeys. Many people believe manifesting a new reality depends merely on intense desire. They think that by wanting something hard enough, the universe must respond, but it doesn't. And when it doesn't, frustration sets in, along with the belief that life is unfair or that certain blessings are reserved for a select few. The truth is simple yet revolutionary. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. The universe responds to your vibration, not to your requests. It does not capture words, but frequencies. You may declare you want prosperity, but if you vibrate scarcity, insecurity, or distrust, the energy you project will attract more scarcity. You can claim you desire love, but if within you lies hurt, jealousy, or fear of rejection, you will continue drawing relationships that mirror those very emotions. This is where so many lose their way. They confuse wanting with being. Desire is passive, identity is active. The universe conforms to what you sustain as your inner reality, not to what you wish it were. That is why true transformation only occurs when you embody what you desire, as if it were already real. To be is to feel. To be is to think, act, and react from a vibrational state compatible with what you wish to manifest. Changing your internal identity is the true gateway to a new life. When you begin living as someone prosperous, even before you see the fruits, your field starts emitting a new energetic signature, and that signature rearranges the pieces on the external board. But this process demands responsibility. If reality mirrors who you are, there is no place to hide behind excuses. Everything around you is maintained by your current frequency. This is not blame, it is power. When you acknowledge that your vibration creates, you cease being a hostage to circumstances. You become the source. To sustain this new identity, you must cultivate vibrational discipline. This means training your mind to maintain thoughts aligned with your new version, even in the face of challenges. It means choosing elevated emotions not as reactions, but as deliberate choices. It means acting with congruence, as someone who already possesses what they desire. This is the inner work that separates those who transform their lives from those who merely dream of it. Reality does not respond to attempts, it responds to conviction. And conviction only arises when the self aligns with the vision. Therefore, if your life today does not reflect what you desire, look within. Ask yourself, who am I being each day? Which thoughts am I nurturing? Which emotions am I repeating? Which patterns dominate my frequency? You do not attract with words. You attract with your dominant vibration. And that vibration is determined by your identity. You are what you sustain yourself to be, and the world merely confirms it. Knowing that the world is a reflection of your inner state is liberating, but it only becomes transformative when you learn to reprogram that reflection. And that requires more than theory. It demands practice. Changing your frequency is not an abstract concept. It is an internal technology accessible through simple, consistent actions. Here are the most effective tools for making this shift. Creative visualization with elevated emotion. Visualizing is not just imagining, it is feeling the desired reality as if it were already happening. The brain cannot distinguish between lived experience and vividly imagined experience. By visualizing abundance, love, freedom, or fulfillment, and by doing so with gratitude, excitement, and peace, you begin programming your vibrational field with that new frequency, using the hypnagogic state. The hypnagogic moment between wakefulness and sleep relaxes the conscious mind and makes the subconscious highly receptive. Repeating affirmations in this state, such as, "I am abundant," "Everything flows in my favor," "Life cares for me," allows these ideas to bypass logical barriers and embed themselves as deep mental codes. Grinberg found that just 6 conscious repetitions are enough to create an opening. Conscious breathing with directed intention. Breath is the bridge between body and mind. Inhaling deeply with a focus on energy expansion, then exhaling to release tension and limiting beliefs, creates internal space for new vibrations. Incorporating power phrases, "I inhale light" and "exhale limitations," for example, amplifies the effect. Active self-perception. Throughout the day, monitor your thoughts and emotions as though observing a reflection in a mirror. When you notice negative patterns, pause, breathe, and choose a different state. The goal is not to become a positivity robot, but a conscious being aware of where you are vibrating. Each time you shift your inner focus, even for a moment, you redraw the reflective field. Daily spontaneous gratitude. Give thanks not only for what you already have, but for what is on its way. Gratitude is the language of certainty. When you express thanks in advance, you signal to the universe that you already possess what you desire. And as you have learned, it is not what you want that attracts, it is what you are. These practices do not require perfection, only consistency. You are not forcing positivity. You are training your mind and energy to inhabit higher states naturally. It is like smiling at the mirror each morning, even before it smiles back. Over time, it will reflect what you have sustained with faith, repetition, and presence. And then the world will change. There comes a silent, almost imperceptible moment when reality begins to bow before you. A detail shifts, a door opens, an obstacle vanishes. Not because the outside world has magically transformed, but because you have changed. In that instant, the illusion starts to dissolve. You realize you were never trapped by the world. You were trapped by the image you projected onto it. The most persistent illusion sustaining human stagnation is that reality is fixed, solid, external, immutable. This illusion is reinforced daily by social patterns, news headlines, statistics, and even by the words of those close to you. But it begins to crumble the moment you witness, even on a small scale, that the world responds to your inner transformation. What once seemed impossible starts drawing near when you act as if it is already real. At that turning point, reality ceases to be a burden and becomes a fluid mirror. You understand that each small shift in your vibration creates an echo in the external field, and that echo begins to redraw everything. The people you meet, the paths that open, the results that flow effortlessly. Many attempt to force this breakthrough. They believe that intense action will spark rapid change, but the universe does not respond to force. It responds to sustained frequency. And this is what creates the miracle, not a grand leap, but the silent accumulation of small, consistent inner choices. True transformation does not erupt in a shout. It unfolds in silence, when you choose not to react as you once did, when you feel anger but opt for peace, when you feel fear but choose to trust, when you confront your old self and resolve with unwavering intent to be different. In that moment, the reflection begins to change. And the most powerful truth is that this change requires nothing external. No money, no connections, no perfect circumstances. It only demands one decision: to stop sustaining your old self. You are free to become someone new, free to vibrate differently, free to choose a new identity. In time, you will see what the physical eyes could not perceive, that past suffering was merely the reflection of your former vibration, that the world was never against you. It was simply obeying what you were broadcasting. Now, with awareness, the game changes. This is the point of no return. You need not control the mirror. Simply smile genuinely from within and sustain that new state until the reflection smiles back. Now that you understand the mirror principle, the game is changed forever. The reality you live is not attacking or testing you. It is merely showing you who you are being. And that means power has always been and remains in your hands. Do not wait for external signs to shift. Be the sign. From this moment on, choose to vibrate as someone who already is what they desire. Nurture higher thoughts. Feel emotions that align with the life you wish to live. Act with the certainty that the reflection will obey, because it always has. Apply these techniques. Repeat the exercises. Re-watch this video as often as necessary. And remember, change does not come to the swiftest, but to the most consistent. If this message has touched you, share it with someone who needs to awaken. Together, we are creating a new frequency on this planet. Subscribe to the channel to keep receiving content that expands your consciousness, elevates your vibration, and strengthens your personal power. And write in the comments as a vibrational pact: I am the reflection of my new consciousness. Because the mirror does not lie. It simply responds.